So we talk a lot about this concept of active listening, but this is a really helpful communication framework for actually practicing that at work. And it's called See, Hear, Speak. I see you really represents this South African word called sabona, which is like, I see you for who you are, the person that you are. I hear you is all about actually listening to what someone says and actively playing back in their words what you heard and probing because you're interested in understanding who they are, right? So seek first to understand, then to be understood. And I speak isn't actually about you getting your thoughts out, but rather you being in a position where you've heard what someone said, you've reflected on it, and you're being actually active and responding in a helpful way to support them. So we're going to demonstrate it for you now. So Ellie, I just want to share something that's really frustrated me recently at work. You know that I love facilitating and presenting, and I put a lot of effort and practice in when I'm presenting. And I was doing this presentation with Joe, and Joe just doesn't put as much effort as I do. Like, he wasn't willing to create an outline. He wasn't willing to contribute to the slides. I asked him for comments on the slides. He hasn't done it. And I know we've got a friendly relationship because we play football after work, but I feel like that shouldn't be an excuse for how he's showing up. I'd love your advice or support on like, what could I do differently, or how can I really manage things with Joe? Because I don't want to lose the friendship, but I also need him to show up better as we prepare for this really important presentation with the sales executive.
No, I understand that, and thank you for sharing it with me. You said that you'd asked him for some comments. Can you tell me more about that and what you'd said to him?
So I had the idea of like what we want to present and the story arc of how it's going to go. So I just prepared this outline in a Word doc and asked him to just put comments into the Word doc around like what he thinks about what I've prepared. I thought it'd be easier than start with a blank slate. So I thought I was actually being helpful, and I did a lot of the work. All he had to do was add comments, but he just failed to do that.
And have you had this conversation since with him? Have you both spoken about the fact that he failed to add in the comments?
To be honest, now you've asked, I've not had the conversation, and I think it's just been a bit awkward. Like, I think he knows that something's up with me, and I just haven't found the right words to use to actually like, have the conversation with him. And maybe we can practice that now. You can help me think through how I can have that conversation with Joe.
Of course, yeah. How do you think I can best support you with that?
Maybe if we just set aside time for me to actually try and have the conversation with you as if you were Joe, and just to let me know feedback-wise like how I come across. And I just want to make sure I maintain the relationship, but I also get the point across that I need help, and these were my expectations with preparing this deck.
Yeah, of course. More than happy to help.
Thank you.